perhaps we can go to section 2. And he keeps returning to this quote from a Polish poet, I think from the 19th century, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
A stream of beauty flows through you, but you yourself are not beauty. And the way that he uses this quote, which he says had haunted him for a long time, is very interesting because it serves two functions reflecting on this. One is for artists to keep artists from idolizing their own works or themselves.
Yes.
And to ascribe to humanity the ability to create from nothing. But it also keeps artists from downplaying
Correct.
the nature of their creativity.
Correct.
Because what he's not saying is that we're just there's a school of thought, and it's less popular today, but there's a school of thought that we shouldn't be so highfalutin. We're just craftsmen. We're following a rule, and we're just craftsmen. And you can't neglect that aspect of it, that humble, artisanal aspect of art, right? But you have to acknowledge, and at the beginning of this section, he says that artists have to claim this about themselves, that they are conduits for beauty. And so something beyond, in a sense, even though it's a natural activity, something beyond human capacity is occurring when a genuine work of art is made, which is that the human being is acting as a conduit, not in a supernatural way, but in a natural way for the transcendental value of beauty, which belongs to God alone.
Yeah, Thomas, you're putting your finger on it. Again, I just want to affirm you for your astute read of this retreat. This is critical. When Wojtyła, quoting from that 19th century poet, says, "A stream of beauty flows through me, but I am not beauty." What's happening here? The artist and all of us, if we live in the image of God, if we are truly living the human vocation, what's going to happen is that we will become a channel through which God's beauty flows through us. The temptation, the lure of the enemy here is always to tempt us to believe that when we are experiencing that divine beauty flowing through us, to lay hold of it and say, it's mine. And I can speak from experience here. There are moments,
and then that can happen through false humility as well. Like I was saying, with I'm just a craftsman, but that still gives you ownership. That gives you ownership and control over what you're doing in a way.
That's right. That's right. False humility is just another form of pride, right? Let's look to the most wonderful biblical example of true humility, which is Mary, of course Christ. But let's turn to Mary. She says, my soul magnifies the Lord. And she also says, all generations will call me blessed. This is no false humility. All generations will call me blessed. But she's recognizing precisely, she's living this line that Wojtyła quotes. Who more than Mary can say, divine beauty is flowing through me, but I am not that beauty. But I am literally, for Mary, she is giving flesh to that beauty. Her openness to being that channel of divine beauty literally puts flesh on that divine beauty and enables that divine beauty to be manifested to others. In her humility, she recognizes, I'm not doing this. My soul magnifies the Lord, but oh my goodness, am I ever blessed? And all generations will recognize I am blessed. There's true humility. Yeah. There's the living out of the true artist. And I want to link this, and I do in my commentary after the retreat. I'm commenting here on what Wojtyła says, that for the artist to be this conduit of beauty, he is going to go through labor pains. And he says that specifically, like he compares it to the pains of a woman giving birth. It's fitting. It's very fitting to be a true artist.
And he says that talent is a gift for which one must pay one's entire life, which is like, okay, well, an artist wrote that.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you. Yes, an artist wrote that. That's not book knowledge. That's lived experience from Wojtyła. And we can say the same of every true artist in that broader sense, that to make of our lives a work of beauty. In other words, to become a saint.
Yeah, because this is our greatest talent is our humanity.
Exactly. The greatest talent we have is to make our humanity a work of beauty. And here I want to draw from something Pope Benedict XVI said at the first canonization of a saint as Pope. Benedict XVI said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but something like this: a saint is someone who has been pierced so deeply by God's truth and beauty that he's inwardly transformed into God's truth and beauty. That's what a saint is. A saint is someone who has been utterly seized by divine beauty. And so they become that divine beauty.